How was shy wait, come to take the throne. To conquer world powers, bring Jacob home. I'm quarterbacking like Jake DeLome. Like Mount Rushmore, I gotta face a stone.
First and foremost, I'm gonna say call Allah, Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shah. I'm saying it's all praise to the Most High God who's the world entity called Jesus Christ, man. Alright, I just want to go on something real quick, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, I count, Deacon went into it, Messiah, you know what I'm saying, went into it about how the law of sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, is actually not done away with. And a little bit after that, you know what I'm saying, you had a dude come out, you know what I'm saying, going against us, you know what I'm saying, you know how Israel is. You say something that they really not used to, you know what I'm saying, they've been hearing for so long that the law of sacrifice is over and done away with, and it's being brought out that it's not done away with. So, you know what I'm saying, you got some scoffers in, man, trying to set this thing straight and go a little bit, you know what I'm saying, deeper on what we actually saying, alright? So, because this what, I mean, I ain't heard an Israelite camp person not use this to say that the law not done away with. But we're going to get what it's truly saying, man, because the law is not broke up in categories. That's right. You see what I'm saying? The law is the law, all right? It's raining. A little bit. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
So we all know and understand is that that's Yahweh saying he didn't come to destroy the law. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't come to destroy the law, how are you taking out of it and saying to destroy the sacrifice? If he didn't come to destroy the law, he didn't come to destroy, you know what I'm saying, none of it. And the point of the law is a sacrificial law. It's not done away with, man. Alright? Keep going.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
What laws you talking about still? Still talking about the Mosaic law. So not one jot, not one tittle shall pass away from the law. So if you're gonna say that we still gotta do work fringes, we still gotta wear beards, you still teaching people all of that, then you should also teach them that the law of sacrifice is not done away with. You know what I'm saying? But it's a reason why we can't do it at this point in time. Okay? Keep going.
Till all be fulfilled.
Till all be fulfilled, okay? So the law was still intact. The Israelites will know this. For some reason, they want to break it down and say the law of sacrifice is done away with. All right, the only reason why we don't sacrifice right now is because we don't have a standing temple. How can you sacrifice when you don't have a temple, man? All the sacrifices were done in the temple by the Levites, right? So if you don't have a temple, then you cannot sacrifice, man. It's just that simple. But for some reason, they don't understand it. They just feel like, you know, it's done away with. He was a sacrifice for our sins, which is, he was, you know what I'm saying? He's a sacrifice for our sins. But first and foremost, we also have sacrifices and offerings that don't involve sin, man. All right? Didn't involve any kind of sin, but it was still an offering that needed to be partook of, man. All right? With that, you give me Daniel 9:24, and you give me Numbers 20:82. Right now, I'm gonna show you, we don't have a temple, bro. We don't have a temple, we can't sacrifice, man. We can't just be running around here just grabbing goats and just slaying them in the middle of the street, man. It's a whole process that goes along with sacrificing, bro. Alright? Go ahead.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy.
So the 70 weeks, man, going to like what 7 years, bro. All right, that's going into the Roman and Jewish wars, man. Was what 66 or 73 AD. I might be a little out. I might want to check. I think I'm right. 66 and 70 AD, like 7 years, man. All right, and during that time, 70 AD, what happened? We all know this. What happened in 70 AD? Yeah, that's 66 and 70. Yeah. But during that time, 70 AD, you know what happened? The temple got destroyed. So since then, we haven't had a standing temple, bro. You know what I mean? So if we don't have a standing temple, we can't sacrifice. It's just that simple, right? Keep going on there.
Verse 25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks. and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary.
And the what?
And the sanctuary.
Okay.
And the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
To do what?
He shall cause the sacrifice and oblation to
Sacrifice.
sacrifice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease.
So he's gonna cause sacrifices to cease, because during this time, during the war, you know what I'm saying, Yahushua is cut off at this point, man. We don't have a temple, bro. That's basically what this going into. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna have a temple for a certain amount of time, bro, so we can make sacrifices. That's what they just said. That does not mean that the law is done, right? I don't want to hear him screaming out Matthew 5 no more. If you're talking about this law of sacrifice done away with, man. You borderline being a hypocrite, man. Right? You just lying to people. The law of sacrifice is not done away with. It's just plain simple. I mean, side brought it out, and they still don't have an answer to it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give me that. Because now I'm going to show you how we have other offerings, other sacrifices that don't involve sin. Because that's the main thing they say. Well, if you sin, brother, if you sin, what you got to do? Dude, we got other offerings that involve no type of sin, bro. Go ahead.
This is Numbers chapter 28, verse 2.
Yeah.
Command the children of Israel and say unto them, my offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire for a sweet savor unto me shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season. And thou shalt say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Lord. 2 lambs of the first year without spot.
So this is an offering that has to be done, right? Where's the sin involved in this? I haven't heard of sin yet. He's not. He's gone.
It says day by day.
Day by day. So this needs to be done day by day.
For a continual burnt offering.
A continual burnt offering, right? If we had a standing temple, we would have to keep this right now. You see what I mean? But we don't, so we can't do it, right? But there is no sin involved in this offering. There is no sin involved in the sacrifice. Keep going.
The 1 lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at evening.
So we gotta offer a lamb in the morning and in the evening for a continual burnt offering, a continual burning sacrifice, man. All right, that's not done away with, man. It's still here. Just don't have a temple. They gotta understand it. If we had a temple, then we would still be needing to do this, man. Because this is nothing to do with sin. It's most high just like it. So you gotta do it.
And a 10th part of an ephah of flour for a meat offering, mingled with the 4th part of an hin of beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering, which was ordained in Mount Sinai for a sweet savor.
It's just a continual burnt offering, bro. Just get to smell good to him, man. It's just that simple. Right. Keep going. No sin to do. No sin. No nothing. Just get to smell good. That's what you offer. Go ahead.
A sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. And the drink offering thereof.
Drink offering now. Then we got a drink offering. Don't see the sin in this one. Go ahead.
Shall be the 4th part of an hin for the 1 lamb. In the holy place shalt thou cause the strong wine to be poured unto the Lord for a drink offering.
Keep going.
And the other lamb shalt thou offer at evening, at the meat, as the meat offering, Salaki, as the meat offering of the morning, and as the drink offering thereof.
So you just basically having all kind of sacrifices, man. Just because he wants you to do a sacrifice. It's just that simple. No sin involved. You can drop it. Give me jump down to 28, right? Jump down. Where you at?
Verse 8.
Keep going. Keep going. Get down to 10.
And as the drink offering thereof, thou shalt offer it a sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. And on the Sabbath day,
on the what?
On the Sabbath day.
So now we got a Sabbath day. They like to make sure you go on Sabbath day. Keep going.
2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2 deals of flour for a meat offering mingled with oil.
So on the Sabbath day, you're supposed to have an offering. If the temple was still here, the Levites would still be doing that. All right? Where's the sin at? I still have yet to hear sin. Every offering, every sacrifice does not involve a sin, man. All right, our people got to understand that. Keep going.
And the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath.
This is the burnt offering of every Shabbat, every Sabbath. That's supposed to be going down, right? But they'll tell you that this is not going to happen in the kingdom. How is the point of the law? We're going to be walking perfect. You know what I'm saying? Us Israelites, God willing, we the man to get there. You know what I'm saying? To be a part of that 1/3. You see what I'm saying? But this is going to be kept. All the law is going to be kept. So it's going to be on the Shabbat. It's going to be an offering being made, man. All right, keep going.
Besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering.
So besides the continue offering, the drink offering, then you got the Sabbath day offering. All three of these offerings, they have nothing to do with sin. Nothing at all, right? Give me what I tell you? Get Leviticus 15:13. You got a precept too, don't you? Oh no, you okay? I'm getting that right.
Mr. John.
15:13. Yeah.
This is John chapter 4 and verse 21. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye not know what, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Right? But the reason I brought that out is because he was pretty much prophesying and telling her that there was going to be a time when
their temple was going to be destroyed.
Yeah. So he was saying, it goes on to say, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
So now we worship him, you know what I'm saying, in truth, doing laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, right? You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that the law sacrifice is done away with. It's not even categorized, it's not even separated. The law is the law. Exactly, the sacrificial law. This is in there, but it's not broken down to this is a sacrificial law, this is a ceremonial law, these are dietary laws. All less categories that we did. You see what I'm saying? The law don't do that. It just tell you the law is the law and it says what it says, man. All right. So if it's in there, it's not done away with. Pure point blank simple. Go ahead, do this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 13. And when he that hath an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to him 7 days for 7 days for his cleansing.
So this is a man that has an issue. You know what I'm saying? 9 days, he got some kind of discharge coming out, right? So this how he's going to cleanse him. He got to go through the process to cleanse himself. Go ahead.
And wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take to him 2 turtle doves.
He should do what?
Take to him 2 turtle doves.
So he gonna take to him 2 turtle doves after he washed all his clothes. You know what I'm saying? And he got himself took a bath and he's getting clean. Them 7 days. The 8th day he's gonna do a sacrifice. Did he sin though? Keep going.
Or 2 young pigeons, and come before the Lord unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and give them unto the priest.
And give this offering unto the priest, man. So who's doing the offering? The priest inside of the temple, right? We don't have a temple, so it can't be done right now, man. How much plain can it be? Keep going.
And the priest shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering.
One gonna be for a sin offering because he unclean or whatever. Another gonna be for a burnt offering, man. All right. But him being unclean, him being having a discharge or whatever, he didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Him himself didn't really do nothing, man. All right. He just unclean.
And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord for his issue. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until the even.
So that's, seed of copulation, know what that's talking about. All right, you can put that even the one for him. Matter of fact, Leviticus 12 and 6. No, 12 and 6. Now since it's raining, right there. You give me it's in the same chapter. What? No, not the one where she just started, when she had a baby. That's on Twitter.
After the circumcision.
Yeah. You hold 56 something like that. Hold 56 in Acts 21.
56 in Leviticus.
No, Isaiah.
Okay. This is Leviticus chapter 12, verse 6. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled for a son or for a daughter.
So when she has her child, and she has a days of being, she's purified, she's clean, go ahead.
She shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest.
So she's got to bring an offering just for having a baby. Is she sitting for having a baby? So how is she going off? You know what I'm saying? When she's offering an offering. There's both sides want you to offer an offering sometimes, man. It's just that point, plain and simple. Not every single thing has having an offering. This is the point right there. All right, go ahead.
Because a lot of people, a lot of people, you know, they'll be like, well, Christ, he's on the scene now. Like in the New Testament, it's like, well, there's no need for sacrifices since he's there, right? But even Christ himself was still commanding people to go to the temple and show themselves to the priest, right? Luke chapter 17, verse 14. And when he saw them, he said unto them, go show yourselves unto the priest. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. And so he was by the law, by Leviticus chapter 14, verse 2, he was referring back to that particular law. So
back to that, Mark 142.
Mark 142.
What you go into the Yahushua, you can keep telling people, you know what I'm saying, that they still need to go to the temple and sacrifice. So even Yahushua taught this, right? We're supposed to follow Yahushua, everything that he did, right?
Book of Mark chapter 142. And as soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy departed from him, and he was cleansed.
So he's healing the leper man. He's cleansed. If you heal this leper man, he cleansed. Now watch what he said after this.
And he straightly charged him, and forthwith sent him away.
He charged him. He gave him a commandment. You know what I'm saying? Send him away to do what?
And saith unto him, see thou say nothing to any man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest.
Go to the priest. What the priest said? In the temple. Keep going.
And offer for thy cleansing those things which Moses commanded.
What's the things Moses commanded to be offered? He's telling him to go sacrifice, bro. That's literally what your house is. Red letter, I'm looking at it. Literally what your house trying to say. Keep going, finish it up.
For a testimony unto them.
For a testimony unto them, man. So your house trying to tell you to sacrifice, but you telling me, you know what I'm saying, that he came to do away with it. Why would he then be telling people to do something that he came to do away with? Don't make no sense. You got it in Acts.
Come. This is Acts chapter 21, verse 26.
Yeah, this the one right here. This ain't the dagger. They don't like this one. And they don't the last one. They don't like dealing with the last one.
Then Paul took the men, and the next day purifying himself with them, entered into the temple.
So Paul's going to the temple, man, because Paul has verse 26.
Verse 20. It says on the purifying, verse 24. Where you have to go. Verse 20. This is verse 20. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the law. And they are informed of thee that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses.
So this Paul, at this time he went back, you know what I'm saying, and he's talking to some elders or whatever, and they telling them, you know what I'm saying, they're happy, they heard what he did among the Gentiles or whatever, who were Jews and just said that, you know what I'm saying, and they saying, well, we heard too that some people, same problem we got now, you know what I'm saying, some people think Paul telling them not to keep the law. Wasn't the case. So they're going to have him do something to show people that he actually still follows the law.
Saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together, they will hear that thou art come. Do therefore this, that we say to thee, we have 4 men which have a vow on them.
They got a vow on them, right?
It says, "Then take and purify thyself with them, and be at charges with them, that they may shave their heads."
That they make it what?
Shave their heads.
So what vow involves you shaving your head? I mean, you know this. Y'all know this. It's a Nazarite vow. So these men have a Nazarite vow. And when you come to the end of your Nazarite vow, it's certain things that you got to do.
And all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that
so
thou.
Everybody been talking about you don't keep the law, but it's showing that you actually do.
But that thou thyself also walkest orderly and keepest the law.
Right.
As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangle, and from fornication. Then Paul took the men, and the next day purifying himself. With them, entered into the temple. The temple. To signify the accomplishment of the days of purification.
To signify the accomplishment of his days of purification, of the ending of his Nazarite vow. Go ahead.
Until that an offering should be offered.
What?
Until that an offering should be offered.
So this Paul, New Testament, after Christ died. So I know they like to play games. I mean, it was before Christ died. Christ, he's dead now. And he's still, you know what I'm saying, offering a piece, the end of his Nazarite vow. He's still having to do an offering, go to the temple to do so. And we still got a temple at this point, right? So he had to go to the temple to end his Nazarite vow, man. All right, to show the people that he keeps the laws. Well, however they want to play games with it, they say it too. He was only doing it just so they can see that he keep the law. It don't matter. He still sacrificing. You can't get around it. Go ahead.
Be offered for every one of them. And when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple,
The Jews which was of Asia. Go ahead.
which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him, crying out, "Men of Israel, help! This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people in the law." This is Numbers chapter 6, right, verse 2. "Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite."
So this is a Nazarite vow. This is the vow that Paul and the 4 men had on them. That they had to come. It was coming to an end for whatever reason. It came to an end and had to, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice, shave their head, as it says. Keep going.
"To separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry."
Well, that's what a Nazarite can't do. All right. Give me 12.
Verse 12. "And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other."
Because the Nazarite, only reason he got to sit up right here, because the Nazarite got to shave his head. We in the law, we can't shave our head. Go ahead.
"And the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall
I want to say consecrate. That's it right there, 13?
this says it in there.
Go ahead.
"And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation."
So this is his vow coming to an end. So this is what Paul was doing, sacrificing, shaving his head. That's a vow that those 5 men had on them. This is why they had to do that. They still had to sacrifice, even in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? So you see Christ telling people to do it, and if they have a problem with Christ, they believe in Paul. Paul did it. So you have it whichever way you want to cut it. Old Testament, New Testament, man. However way you want to cut it, bro. The law of sacrifice is not done away with.
That's right.
Keep going.
"For a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled."
Separation defiled. His days consecrated. His vow was over. All right. Give me Isaiah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Book of Leviticus chapter 7 verse 11. "And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings."
Peace offering. It's another offering. Let's see what it entails. Go ahead.
"Which he shall offer unto the Lord. If he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil of fine flour fried. Besides the cakes, he shall offer for his offering leavened bread with the sacrifice of thanksgiving.
With the sacrifice of thanksgiving, offering leavened bread. Yeah, with all these offerings, just a peace offering. Alright, keep going.
Of his peace offering. And of it he shall offer one out of the whole oblation for an heave offering unto the Lord, and it shall be the priest that sprinkleth the blood of the peace offerings. And the flesh of sacrifice for his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered.
So that's your peace sacrifice, man. You even got sprinkling blood with a peace sacrifice. Sacrifices all over the Bible. Every last one of them don't involve sin, man. Alright, it's just that plain and simple. And the only reason, remember, the only reason we ain't sacrificing because we don't have a temple.
That's right.
Temple got destroyed in 70 AD, man. Alright, so that's why we're not out here sacrificing. Okay? You can't just pick a place yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just build something and just start sacrificing. It don't work like that, man. Right? But that does not mean that it's over and done away with, man. So all the Israelites that think the law is done. No, it's a part of the law. The law is all one law. It's just not done away with. You got another one? Go ahead.
Leviticus 23 and 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. Right. To the Lord, 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day you shall have holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. But you shall offer an offering made by fire.
You gotta offer an offering. It's Passover offering.
Fire unto the Lord 7 days. Right?
Like almost all the feast days got a tabernacle, got an offering. Right? Feast days have an offering to them. So, I mean, come on, bro. It's simple. It's simple. Give me that so we can.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 56, verse 7. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer.
Who is the them? Because this one, that's the one again. That's one of the side product they can't get. They just don't get it. Who is the them that it's talking about? You know? You don't know? Y'all know? Keep going.
Even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. And their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar. For mine. Huh? Seven. Okay.
Listen. Yeah, listen. Isaiah, it's the end time. It's end time prophecy. You see what I'm saying? So this the heathen coming through to make sacrifices in the end times. This is end time. This is kingdom, bro. You see what I'm saying? This is why they got a hard time breaking it down. So I bring it out to them, and they can't deal with it. It's like, come on, because there's literally sacrifice going on in the kingdom, man. We're gonna sacrifice because the heathen's gonna be sinning. We're not gonna sin. You see what I'm saying? I got it, but I gotta wrap it up. But the heathen, they still gonna sin, right? We not. We're gonna be perfect, but we still got offerings that's gonna need to be done too. See what I'm saying? But the heathen, they gonna be bringing their sacrifices to the temple. They send sacrifices, right? So go ahead and get it.
Isaiah 56 and 6. Also the sons of the strangers that join themselves to the Lord to serve him and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it.
All the strangers. So this is end time. This the stranger right there ain't a Israelite foreigner. This is actual heathen. Go ahead.
And taketh hold of my covenant, even them would I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings.
That's how you know it's end time. That's how you know, because it's not gonna happen right now. You see what I mean? They're not gonna take hold of the covenant and do the things that they're supposed to be doing right now. They gotta get their judgment. They gotta be shown the power of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? Through his people, right? They gotta be shown that. So go ahead.
Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice
Listen, this is on a holy mountain. No, it's end time. Go ahead.
And their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar. For my house shall be called an house of prayer for all people.
So you got on the holy mountain sacrifices. I mean, can you say more? It's pretty cut dry, bro. The law of sacrifice is not done away with. It don't matter how many videos y'all put out, you know what I'm saying, on SICARRI, bro, saying we all because we read the Bible, you know what I'm saying. Our deacon put it precept upon precept in context. It's a order to prophecy, man. All right.
Yeah, I thought we were unprofitable servants out here.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. And with that, I'll say shalom.
Shalom.